Hello YouTube, my name is Steve. I hope you're having a good day, and today I'm doing a YouTube video on essentially my everyday carry. However, this video will kind of delve into quite a few kind of different topics with regards to that. The reason why I'm making this YouTube video is just because it's a nice outlet for me to kind of discuss different topics and kind of not situations per se, but kind of swapping out items and kind of telling not the story but kind of why I carry certain things and why I don't per se. Just because it's easier to do it in a nice format like this, where it's nice, presentable. I can show people. So if you're watching this, I suppose you're part of the product, part of the show. So essentially, I'll get right into it. So to my right here, I have a tool chest. So this has had years. I've had this thing for years. You can't see it, so it's to your right here. I'm behind the camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly kind of work my way through this. So I've got some key items to my left, but then to my right here I've got this, and I'll probably do a bigger video on this. Again, you can't see it, so it'd be nice to kind of show that, and it kind of has everything in it. So there's going to be items which I'm going to show today, and I'm not particularly in a rush with this video. I've got myself a cup of tea, so if you want to make one, pause the video now and go and get one. You can join me. So I'm not in a rush to do the video. I'm just going to work my way through things, but then I'm going to have a wider video, I have no doubt, uploaded and made at some point, just to kind of go through that. So there's a bit of a teaser already. What are we, 2 minutes into the video? Love that. So yeah, I'll get into my EDC a little bit. So for kind of context and backstory, I've been into this stuff for years now. So to be honest, I've been a little bit more into it the past 2 years or so. So there's a few like nice little items that I've kind of always wanted, and then recently I've just kind of treated myself, I suppose. So that works quite well. But this is just a nice way to show all that. So I'll stop waffling and kind of get into it. I'm going to put this down. So this is a microfiber cloth. You can see it's grey. Love that on the other side. Very jazzy. And this is just to stop things from getting scratched on tile floor, for the benefit of the floor and the item shown. Where do I start? It's a good question. I'll start with kind of the stuff that I've got on me right now. So essentially what I did before I started this video was dump everything out into my pockets. Dump everything into my storage box and kind of some bits to the side. But these two things I've kept on me. So this is a paracord bracelet. So I've been making these for 15 years now. Easy enough to make. Kind of always have paracord lying round. I feel like it's a bit of a trademark of the kind of everyday carry EDC community, as kind of cliche as that sounds. So that's there. I think this is just black. I don't know the specifics on the colours. But then on the back, nice little pop of pink and green. And then many years ago I started doing this. So I'll quickly, it's so uninteresting, but I'll show you either way. So essentially what I was doing years ago was just going all the way to the top and kind of leaving it like that. And then if you want to put it on and off and on, you'd have a bit of a fumble, and it was never really secured. And then what I started doing instead was leaving a little bit of a gap, and then kind of having a little bit of a lock, for lack of a better word. I've never actually seen anyone do that. That's why I wanted to show it off there. I suppose that's tooting my own trumpet. But I always wear one of these. So the only time I take it off is for bed and showering and stuff. So that's that there. In fact, I'm going to put that over there because that doesn't need to be on there. with regards to watch, I'll take this one off. This is a Timex Expedition. I know that's a pretty, what would you call it? There's a lot of variations of the Expedition. I see them all the time, all different versions. This one originally did come with a leather strap. I don't really like leather per se, just because, well, mainly it's what would you call it? It absorbs moisture. They get wet, and the ethics of wearing a cow is a bit weird sometimes, to say the least. So switched it out for a rubber one and never gone back. You can get these straps specifically off Amazon. They're easy enough to get. If you wanted to, you can just buy loads of different colours, and you've essentially got one watch with loads of different variations if you really wanted to. They just kind of clip off and on. Some other kind of options. See, this is where I'm delving into my box. The G-Shock G9000 Mudman. Got that there. I've had this for donkey's years now. This is what I wear to the gym mainly if I'm going to go to the gym or anywhere that involves any kind of, what would you call it, vigorous kind of stuff going on. Yeah, I don't really know what I mean by that. But, you know, somewhere it could get bumped and scratched and knocked around a little bit. I don't think they make this watch anymore. You can see it's got the, I want to say the Mole Man, the Mud Man. It does say the Mud Man there. Again, because I've had this for so long, you can barely see just through like friction and it rubbing off over time. But that's pretty funky. But yeah, G-Shocks has seldom let me down, so that's up there. Bang that up there. Also, another watch is this Casio here. I would love to know the exact name on this watch, but I don't. It's quite a classy watch. More of a diver type watch. Got this a few years ago. The name of the watch is named after the fish that's on the back there, I believe. I should know more about this, and from the looks of it, it does need a good wash. What a time to discover that. At the time, though, I bought this as the old version of this watch at the time, just because the newer versions don't have this on the back. So I essentially paid for the older version, which had that. I don't know whether it was a cost-cutting measure, but that's no longer there, and I think that's one of the coolest parts of the watch, even though you can't see it. But yeah, it's probably one of the more dressier ones that I wear. So they're just a few examples of my watches. So yeah, that's essentially jewellery done and dusted. Next thing I'll show, another pretty generic item, is just my keys. I like to keep these as minimal as humanly possible. I say that, I've got this whacking great big lanyard, but that's just for ease of grabbing. If it's hung at your car in the ignition, or it's just in your pocket, it's just easy to grab out. As well, if it's in a bag as well. I'll kind of get back to the topic of bags shortly. We'll go full circle, guys, don't worry. But yeah, with my keys, this is the key that locks my tool chest here. Car key, house key. I do have a separate key, what would you call it? Separate set of keys, for work. But I don't carry them on me all the time for obvious reasons, and that's just unnecessary. They just stay in a work bag. But yeah, these are on me all the time. Next, I'll go with flashlights. So this is the Olight Baton 3 Max, or Pro Max. So when did I buy this? It's about a year old now. This is the FDE version, I believe, Flat Dark Earth. I'd love to tell you the lumens off the top of my head. I think it's 3K, which is what it says there. So I don't know specifics, to be honest. I think I paid quite a bit of money for this. I think in terms of lumens, It gets to a point where kind of the higher lumens you get very quickly, for the size and output, the price very quickly starts to hike up. So this was like the max I was willing to pay. I still paid a fair bob for this, to be honest, but no regrets. Puts out a lot of power. Charge it from the bottom because it is rechargeable. Comes with a nice little adapter which I have lying around somewhere. I say lying around somewhere, I know exactly where it is. It's in here somewhere. But yeah, I can't complain with this. I'm a big fan. It is my most powerful flashlight. That's why I'm annoyed that I don't know the exact output. But yeah, one criticism I will have of this is the pocket clip is huge. That's a bit of a monstrosity, but it has all the modes. I'm not going to do the generic thing where someone starts clicking through the modes, shining the flashlight directly at the camera, because that'll wake you up, and yeah, I think it's just necessary. But yeah, all good in the hood with regards to this. A few other options I've got. I have this one here, which is I'm just off camera here. A Rovivon hybrid H3. Again, this has the same kind of problem as that, where the pocket clip is also huge. But this is more of a pen light, obviously. This still has really good lumens. I've never really heard of this brand much, but when I was looking for a new flashlight, this has really good output as well. But again, I never really hear anyone really talking about them, which is a bit strange. One thing I will say, and I'll show a few more options here, is that I do wish flashlights in general were universal in terms of kind of button clicking and all that stuff, all that fun stuff. So it's kind of like for going to all the different lighting options, some might require a double click to turn on. This one requires a double click. There's so many different ways to configure a flashlight that I just wish it was universal. I also have this Lumentop one here, which is an inexpensive one. But in terms of, obviously it's a lot smaller. So for size, and if, to be honest, I'm going somewhere where I don't think I'm going to need a flashlight, for example, in summer, most of the time, this is what I'm rocking. If it's not that, just because, do you know what I mean? Some places and sometimes I'm pretty certain I'm not going to need a flashlight. But then if I'm out at night, I have options for that. This is a Bokeh Plus flashlight. I don't know the specific name of this. Again, it's probably one of my oldest ones. Was actually really good. I think it's like 2,000 lumens. I want to say this is about 3,000 or so. That's around 2,000. This is around 2,000 as well. I'm not sure on this one here. But yeah, this Bokeh flashlight is really good. Again, with pocket clips, and it's the same for this one here. You've got a little bit sticking out. Take this to the top and you're all good. With this, again, pocket clip's small, but you still have this hanging out here, which I'm not a fan of. But I'm not going to sit here and continuously moan about flashlights, contrary to what I've been doing. And then we've got a Torchy 2K. This is a recent one. I'll show you another one after this, and then I'll stop. But yeah, this is just another flashlight option. This is 2,000 lumens. This is really good, to be honest. The I want to say aluminium, I'm not sure, but it's pretty sturdy, to be honest, and it's got its fair share of rolling and knocking around. But yeah, it does the job. And then finally, and it isn't really an EDC flashlight, this is just my most recent one, so I want to show it off. It's just another Nebo flashlight again, but this is more of a workman's light, I believe. So it's got whacking great big clip on, it's magnetic, but so are these two here. In terms of magnetic bottoms, which I find useful for sticking in my organizer drawer here. It just means they don't roll around. Well, this just has many options in the sense that it's got the light there, and then we also have the light bar there. which works better for kind of flooding. So if you are out at night and you know you're going to need something, then this is more useful. I mean, it's bigger, but for me, the only times I'm going to really be out at night and needing one of these would be at winter. So I've more than likely got a big jacket on. And then when I show you my bag, I can just quickly whack it in there. But yeah, options, really. Right, what have I got next? Show you these here. So in terms of writing, I always keep this on my person as well. So this stays in my back pocket. This is a Write in the Rain all-weather universal notepad. I'm not going to open it because it's full of obviously love letters. But that just stays in my back pocket. One thing I will say about the Write in the Rain ones is they're a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes to write in. Yes, you can write in them in the rain, but in terms of like day-to-day writing, sometimes the paper can be a bit of a ball ache to write on. So that's just something to consider. In that pocket, kind of in the back pocket, these two kind of sit like that. I keep a bandana. I don't really know what else to say with that. These two just sit like that, and it works pretty well for me. I'm quickly going to get rid of some of these options because they're in the way now, but I'll keep one just as an example. I'll quickly throw these in because everything up to this point here that I'm showing you stays directly on my person. So whether that be in pockets, I say whether that be, it will be in pockets other than the jewellery obviously. What I tend to do is keep everything in the same pocket so it works in like a system, in the sense that I know which pocket my flashlight's in. I know that these two are in my back pocket. I know that my keys, which pocket they're going to be in, so it's just kind of ease of use. Next, for writing with, always keep a Sharpie and a pen. Sometimes it might be a double pen combo, because I've had it before where I've used a pen and lost that pen while I've been out. So that's almost worked as a backup. Thankfully, I've never had to use the backup pen, but it's just something to think about. Also, I've had it where I've had to give the pen to someone and then I've needed that pen, but I've gotten both back. It's never been an issue. But usually it's just these two here. So that's just a Sharpie and a pen. And you can't go wrong with the Zebra Z Grips. It's my personal pen of choice because I lose them all the time. So you can just buy a big pack. So that works well. Yes, I've also been through that phase of buying like nice tactical pens, but I've lost them all. So it doesn't work too well. You know, when you're spending money on a nice pen just for it to be lost, it's a ball ache. Also, weirdly, pens are the only things out of this whole system that I've ever lost. I'm pretty good with not losing things, apart from pens apparently. Next, I'll show you this thing here, which I keep on me a lot, which is a Gerber pry bar. There is a fancy name for it, but this stays in my back pocket with these two. This clips onto the pocket, obviously with the pocket clip, but in terms of just having an ability to quickly access bottle opener, you can just whack it out, and also a pry bar as well. I don't have any nails, so weirdly the thing I mostly use this for is opening cans, hence the pry bar, or if I'm opening a bottle, got an option there. It is quite heavy for what it is, but in terms of it just going swiftly in my back pocket, I know where it is and it doesn't weigh too much to be an inconvenience. Next up, before I get into the good stuff, is just my wallet. So that's everything there. I'm not going to go into specifics and show you that for obvious reasons. But yeah, I like to keep it minimal. And it's not actually a wallet, is it? It's got a card holder. There you go. That's that. Nothing exciting there. It's just a leather one. I mean, in terms of convenience, I probably would have a nylon one, but no one wants to be that guy that has like a nylon Velcro wallet. There's a bit too much of a stereotype going on there for my liking. And then finally, it's kind of pocket knives that we'll talk about. So the one example that I've used here is a Spyderco UK PK. This is in it says it here. Oh, it doesn't actually. I should know this. But it's in a non-rusting steel. I want to say the salt, but the salt's yellow, and this isn't a salt. It says it there actually. LC200N steel. It does say it there, but I didn't want to start trying to work it out. If it can focus. It's getting there, but so yeah, this is a water resistant blade steel, like I said, similar to the Spyderco Salt series. I believe they're basically the same, like non-corrosive, doesn't rust, purely because it contains no carbon, something like that. Made in the USA, Colorado Earth, that's what it says there. But yeah, I like the look of this. I have 2 UKP keys. I'll show you that now. So I have this one here and this one here, which is the G10 CPM S30V version. So this was the first one I got, and then this was from about a year ago, I want to say, if that. But yeah, I just wanted to have the water resistant version essentially. So yeah, UKP. Well, I'll get into law here, but in the UK you can't carry a pocket knife with a blade length of 3 inches or above. So this is 2.9 inches, and in the UK your blade can't lock. So that's a slip joint. If you're running what that is there, you can see moisture. It's just oil there, keeping it lubed up. I'll show you some other quick options in terms of pocket knives. Yeah, we'll just show you this one. That's the squeak. So I'm going to get this back out. You're looking at 2.9 inches of blade compared to 2 inches. This is probably the one I carry most often, to be honest. I don't think 2.9. I think 2.9 inches can sometimes look quite scary. So the 2.9 inches, I'm a big fan of. So yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to keep that one brief. I could talk all day about that kind of stuff, but then also, as well as the pocket knife, the thing that I carry, if I'm not going to carry a pocket knife, like dedicated pocket knife, I always have some kind of Swiss Army knife or multi-tool on me. So that's in a specific pocket, and this is in a specific pocket as well. This is a Wenger something or other. Again, I've put a jazzy lanyard on it just for convenience and getting out of my pocket. Some other options are this here. So this is a Leatherman style PS. So this actually features no pocket knife at all. So this is completely they're all completely legal, but with this you just don't have the ball ache of having a pocket knife. So that's that. Also you have the pliers as well, which work well. Some other options. Another Swiss Army knife. This one's got green scales, so that looks pretty cool. Leatherman Micra for you there. And then another Swiss Army knife with a nice little Victorinox lanyard on there as well. But yeah, sometimes within context, using a bit of initiative, it might just be the combination of a Swiss Army knife and the style PS as opposed to a dedicated pocket knife. Again, general initiative, use your common sense of we live in the UK and things have a stigma. So I completely get it, and I think sometimes it's just better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, it's just a good example and good to show as a example for a pocket knife there. I keep on me person. Then the kind of final thing I wanted to show was my everyday carry bag. Now, this is essentially the bag that I'll carry on me all the time. The only kind of context of when I wouldn't carry any of this stuff really is when I'm going to work, which is 5 days a week. But in terms of everything else, this is all essentially coming with me. So I'll show this bag. This is a Tom Tok bag that I can't remember the specific name of. I wish it was all in camera there. You can see it. It's a, what would you call it? A sling bag. Works really well for me. I can't remember. I got this off. Well, first saw this on a YouTube video. Like the look of it. It's not waterproof, but water resistant. So that works quite well. If you do get anything on it, you can just wipe it off, and it's easy enough. And jobs are good in. So I'll quickly kind of get into this a little bit. There's nothing too heavy in here. I'm just going to have to go off camera a little bit. First thing, hand sanitizer. I think kind of the... I'm not going to say the name of it because I know YouTube don't like you saying the word, but the virus situation that happened a few years ago, I think everyone was carrying and went a bit overboard with hand sanitizer. But it kind of opened me up to the option of just having it on you all the time, and it works really well. I think it's better to be safe than sorry, so that kind of stays in there all the time. I'm going to try and do this a little bit on camera, but it's tricky. These are football stickers, so I'm a big football fan of a certain team in particular. You'll probably be aware of that at some point. I mean, you'll have no option but to see when I show you my storage, what would you call it again, tool chest, because it's covered in football stickers. But I keep them in there just at the back. They do no harm. So yeah, hand sanitizer, football stickers. Next I'll show you these. So if I'm wearing contact lenses, which I am most of the time, if I am out, I do wear glasses for work. Sorry, yeah, I'm rambling now. But these are Oakley half jackets. I'm trying not to show myself completely. There I am. In the reflection. But yeah, Oakley half jackets. All good in the hood. Put these quickly back in the microfiber bag that they come in. I do have a cheaper pair of glasses as well, but they're not really worth showing. It's just mainly Oakley's for myself. Another thing I do carry in here a lot of the time, I say a lot of the time, this is the item that I'm most likely to switch out. I carry a Bible, purely for the sense that if I know I'm going somewhere where I might have a little bit of time to spare, I'm thinking if I'm waiting for a train, if I'm waiting outside a store or anything, I'll keep that in there. And it just works as a nice way to, if I've got 10 minutes to myself, it's nice to read. Saves you going on your phone. And yeah, it just works well. Another thing that I've just remembered that I've not shown, that I keep on me all the time, these go in the same pocket as my card holder, is just a pair of earbuds. And again, that's for entertainment and if I'm sitting around sort of thing. So I'll put them on there. But yeah, that's everything in my bag. I usually do keep chewing gum as well. But I don't have any currently, other than the kind of big tubs, but I don't carry them in there because they're too big. But yeah, that is essentially my everyday carry. So just a bit of a quick one on when I wouldn't carry this. Again, work, or the one time I wouldn't really carry my bag really, which you can see here, is if I have a bigger bag. I'm going to leave that there. That's a bit of a spoiler for a potential future video. So if I'm going away for a day, or I'm going somewhere where I will be kind of, if I require more, then this bag gets switched out with a backpack, which I'll do a separate video on. So all these items here would stay the same, but then the bag would get switched out for something different, and kind of like a different kind of more, what would you call it, robust system. Also, while I'm here, I've just remembered this back pocket, which I even forget about, for example, like I just did then. I keep a load of first aid stuff. So we've got plasters, antiseptic wipes, hay fever relief, what are these, paracetamols. Yeah, I nearly forgot to show you that, because it's so convenient that they all just go back in the bag there. Nothing to worry about. There you go, even surprised myself there. But yeah, again, that would just be me switching out a bag for a bigger bag if I know I need something more fulfilling or whatever the word is. But yeah, in terms of work, I don't really carry quite a few of these bits and pieces, just because of work, and you know, I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, that is my everyday carry. There will be future videos. Again, I've said here, I've got a whacking great big tool chest here full of all kinds of bits and pieces. There will be a video at some point on my bigger bag with regards to this system here. But yeah, there's plenty to come from me, I believe. This is my first video, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, or a like as it's called, and subscribe for more future videos. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching, and stay safe.